So the Dolphins roster continues taking shape. They have signed tight end Jordan Cameron. Omar Kelly, what does this signing mean to you?
Why you gotta call me Omar Kelly?
Because that's your name. I'm going to call you what your mama calls you.
It means that the Dolphins have added 2 Pro Bowl players in the offseason by signing in Dominican Sue and now Jordan Cameron, who in the 2013 season, and let's not pretend, we said Charles Clay had an excellent year. Excellent year. Breakout player. 89th best player in the NFL. Jordan Cameron was the Pro Bowler that year. And we're talking about elite, dynamic, former basketball player at USC. He was learning to play the game in his first 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. Broke out in his 3rd season. Now, his 4th season, he was plagued by some concussion issues. 3 concussions in his career before signing with the Dolphins on a 2-year, $15 million deal. Are you concerned about the concussions?
Jordan Cameron doesn't seem to be concerned about him. I'm not really concerned about him either because while he does have that history, they had to do something at tight end, right? Charles Clay, he's up in the air with Buffalo. It doesn't appear that Charles Clay is coming back. The draft doesn't look good for tight ends. Jordan Cameron was out there. I look at it kind of like the No Sean Marino deal, where if it works out, it's going to be great, but there is some injury history. If it doesn't, though, at least you took a chance. You had to do something. Oh, and this is a good move. If the guy stays healthy, he will deliver.
Now, there's a lot of talk out there that the Dolphins are not dropping their tender on Charles Clay. It looks like the Buffalo Bills are going to have to offer him a substantial contract. I hear $7 to $8 million. It'll be interesting to see if the Dolphins can match it. But I will make the argument to you. I would rather have the $7 million in cap space than Charles Clay. From this standpoint, you've got issues on the rest of your team. Safeties, they're getting eaten up right now. Ron Parker's probably the only viable Tier 1 option. You're probably going to have to go to Tier 2 or Tier 3 options at safety. You've got issues at the wide receiver situation. It looks like Mike Wallace is going to be back. The Dolphins owe him $3 million. He's due to make $9.9 this season. But you've got to improve that unit, especially after purging Brandon Gibson and Brian Hartline. The question is, how do you do all those things without that $7 million? Do you feel like Charles Clay is worth $7 million in cap space?
No. No, and I will agree with you here. This is rare, but we're going to agree on this. I would let him go. You've got Jordan Cameron now, and I don't think Charles Clay is worth the 7 to the Dolphins. I don't think he might be worth that to Buffalo. You know, because you've got LaShawn McCoy and Sammy Watkins.
He's a good player.
Yeah, you still got no quarterback. You still got no quarterback in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's that's
Matt Castle. They got Matt Castle.
They got
Hey, it just got Ryan Fitzpatrick. Everybody in the AFC East is improving at quarterback.
Yeah.
But here's the bigger issue. You've got Ndamukong Suh here. You've obviously got some good pieces in Jordan Cameron and the signing of Bryce McCain. What is next for this Dolphins team, in your opinion, or what should be next?
Man, you know what? The best available situation that comes up. I think, defensive tackle to me was the priority. Cornerback, although Bryce McCain, that was.
Francis, Anthony Johnson, Terrence Fede.
No, you had to get a defensive tackle. You knew Audric was probably.
You're talking about after Sue.
Yeah, after Sue, right. That Sue, yes. Getting Sue was your number 1 priority, and now things just kind of, as opportunities present themselves, they did get a cornerback with Bryce McCain. I don't think he's your final answer, but now you just kind of go as and you've got your tight end with Jordan Cameron with the Charles Clay situation. I think your major 2 pieces are there. Maybe you go for safety now. Maybe you did re-sign Michael Thomas, but I don't know that he's your final answer. So maybe you go for safety. Guard is still out there also.
You also need a backup quarterback. Matt Moore's still out there. It looks like the market's pretty flat. It'll be interesting to see if Matt Moore comes back at a 1-year, $2 million deal. But Dolphins don't have much money to play with.
They don't.
But they can make a couple of moves.
Yeah, and look, you field tight end and you field defensive tackle. As I said, I think what you could do for your big money in free agency has been done. That's it for now. We'll be back with more updates for SunSentinel.com. Chris Perkins, Omar Kelly.